one.
Good morning to everyone. This is the Pound for Pound Boxing Show, proudly sponsored by Bravose. I'm your host, Nando, and I am delighted today to be joined by the new Commonwealth Featherweight champion himself, Masood Abdulah. Masood, how you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Yeah, just excited to get things going now. Now that I've got a new belt, but yeah, just ready to collect a little bit more.
That's good. First of all, I know we've spoken since then, and I was there one night, but again, congratulations on becoming the Commonwealth champion. What I like to do is I like to speak to boxers maybe the day after, or a few weeks or months after, once the adrenaline has gone after winning that, and like to know how did it feel the next day when all the adrenaline was gone. I don't know if you set the belt next to you or not, but you realized I'm the new Commonwealth champion. How did it feel? And how does it feel now? Has reality hit?
I mean, didn't feel any different because yeah, just felt the same. Didn't really care too much. As went about my day how I do normally. I just ate some food, relaxed, and that was it.
You were dealing with an arm injury during that fight, and how's the arm doing now? Is it healing good or
Oh, amazing! Yeah, amazingly well. Mom's almost back to normal. Um, yeah, just gonna do a 1 or 2 week of physio and then get back into it.
brilliant? Let's talk about that fight. First of all, huge respect to George Stewart. He took hell of some powerful shots from yourself. I don't know how he stayed into the fight. Did you know how tough this opponent was going to be?
Well, I said it in the press conference. I said we don't know what this guy is like. I said this guy like we haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any footage of him. The only fight I've seen of him was against Paul Holt, and I couldn't see too much. I saw that he had a good jab, a good backhand, but I didn't see him take any big punches. I didn't see him get tested. And yeah, we went into like uncharted territories with that fight. And my God, was that guy good? Like, just took a relentless amount of punishment. I think, but on top of that, like he had the biggest poker face in the world. Even when he was hurt, he came back. Like you hit him with a shot, he just had a dead face, dead eyes, and just came at you. And he knew when to pick the pace up, when to bring it down. And you know what? He hit hard, despite his records. He actually hit the hardest I've been hit by. In the past couple of fights.
Wow. You know, Jermaine, who's part of this channel, he was messaging me through once every round was over, and he was saying that it's unbelievable exactly what you just said. Now you could tell he's hurt, especially when he was going to the body. He didn't like that at all, and
Yeah.
but you don't see it in the face. You
No.
if you know boxing, you see it in his body language, but you don't see it in his face. That was like, and I think I was talking to Huss, the MC, next to me as well, and we were all saying the same thing. How it was incredible how he stayed in the fight as well.
Yeah, I mean, every time he looked like he's about to go or he's about to topple over, he just came back stronger. He's yeah, just a bizarre character. One of the nicest people ever. I mean, I was speaking to him, to his brothers and so on Instagram after. And yeah, just it was a pleasure sharing the ring with him. And I remember after the fight I went down, sat down next to him, we had a chat, and he turns to me, goes, "Thank you for the opportunity." I think I should be more thankful and grateful than he was because he was one of the only people that actually accepted the fight, and he was the highest ranked person that accepted the fight. So yeah, I was just happy that I got to face a person like him. Hopefully, both our games and styles advance forward from here, and we both get better.
100%. I think he'll be a problem for a lot of people in this division, especially domestically.
Yeah,
Kyle and the thing is, he took a lot of uppercuts from you as well, and the fact that he stayed on his feet was just incredible as well. And
so especially the last round, I threw in. I found it kind of unfair for two reasons in the last round. One, the ref took me aside to give me a warning for a low blow, which didn't affect him, and it was like it was the first warning he gave me, but it seemed like it was a 10 count, which gave him quite a bit of time to recover. And then number two, was why did the corner throw in the towel 3 seconds before the fight ended? Like,
Yeah.
he survived the fight for so long. Give him that credit and that respect to say, you know what, you deserve to see the end of the fight. I remember like a few days after the fight, I was upset that I didn't get a stoppage, but looking back at the guy, and I was like, you know what, he deserved to see the end of the fight. Like, he's such a tough guy, such a good boxer. I've watched the fight back at least like 10 times, and you know what, he had very good head movement. His feet was good. His measurement of jab was good. He just, yeah, he was a good boxer.
One thing I know is like we as humans are our own critics, and every time I've spoken to you or Steve after your fights, you both always have something to say regarding your performance that you're not happy with. So here's my question to you. Looking back at that, you said 10 times. Out of 10, what do you rank that performance, and what do you think you could have improved on?
So I would give that performance a 5, 6 out of 10. Um, possibly a little bit high, maybe a 7. Only reason why is because like one, I went into the fight with a mental blockage. I had overtrained. There was a lot of stress going in, but despite all that, a fight's a fight. Like, you go in there. However, I made the adjustments that was needed because I came out too strong. I thought I could just blow this guy out of the waters first couple of rounds, and I really did try to do that, and didn't realize how tough he was. Like, shit, because I hit him with some bombs and nothing, no problem. And then I had to make the adjustments halfway through the fight, where I really had to bait him in, throw certain shots, and try and do something to get him to come out of his comfort zone. And I think that's what turned it around for me. So it was from round 8 onwards where I had to change the game plan. And then once I was successful with that, I was able to start exploding more shots and getting more punches off and adding combinations on. But yeah, like, I don't think it was a great performance. I think it was a good learning fight. And it wasn't a great performance because he didn't allow me to. Like, he had his game plan and he stuck to his game plan really well. And you could see like the guy was tough, he was gritty, he was playing his game to the point. He's like, oh, let him burn himself out. I'll close the gap, and then I'll start unleashing what I can on him. And yeah, just a good fight.
Not to take anything away from him, because we've been on here 7 minutes and we've praised him. We're not justifying anything about not taking nothing away from George Stewart. But if you didn't have the arm injury, do you think you would have had enough in your arsenal, fully fit, no injuries? Do you think you would have had enough to eventually stop him?
See, I would like to say yes, and that's just purely out of ego. You never know. Again, it's just shoulda, woulda, coulda, and I don't want to undermine him or demean him by saying, yeah, I would have taken him out. I did, I did tell my coach that, but thinking back at it, it's like, yo, who are you to make statements like that? And yeah, if I could, I would have, and I really did try. I gave him the hardest punches I possibly could. Both my knuckles were like bruised up the next day, and he marked my face up more than anyone has ever marked my face up in any fights, amateur, pro, kickboxing, whatever you can think about. But yeah, he's tough.
And like we said before, I think he can go far in this division as well, especially domestically.
Mm.
I want to move on as well because, again, I'm not taking credit for this, but I remember after the Mark Leach fight, I interviewed you and I did mention the name Isaac Lowe. After your last fight, we spoke personally, and I mentioned a few names, and I said Lowe will be a good fight. Now, the one thing, if people have been following your career,
Mm.
you've always been a humble guy. You've always been the type of guy that if someone mentions a name, you're like, if it makes sense, sure, if my team wants it. But there's only ever been two fighters that has ever rattled you up that you have actually come out and said, I want to punch their face in. One was Nathaniel Collins, because you won the British title. Plus, it was going back and forth between you two. But the other one is Isaac Lowe. And I want to know is, where has this now attention come from for Isaac Lowe? Because I'm not saying it's become personal, but you really want to get in there and punch his face in. Where has this come from?
So for me, it's nothing's personal. It's just a fight for me that makes sense. There's another guy calling him out from Portugal. I forget his name. And I was having a look at that guy's records. The guy's 11-3, and he's calling him out. He's doing all this shit where he's putting his face on like a punching bag and doing all these extra facades. So, bro, you lost 3 fights. Relax for a second. Like Isaac Lowe has fought two former world champions and only lost to them. He's got very good record. He's 25-2-3. Like he's had 30 fights. Um, if I was Isaac Lowe, again, I've got a belt. I'm gonna be the A side. I'd pick me, but knowing him, he'd probably pick the easier fight. I just wanna, the opportunity to fight on a big stadium, on a big show, on a big cards in Saudi, and get paid a little bit more extra money as well. That's what I'm after. I don't give a shit about Isaac Lowe. I just care about the opportunities and that it presents.
I think this fight makes sense as well because he's on Team Fury. He's good mates with Fury. So
Mm.
why not? If Fury's fighting Usyk to try get his belts back, then he should think if he believes he can beat you, he should believe how sweet would that be? My mate Tyson can go and get his belts back, and I can go get belt off this guy on the same card, and we both end up home with a belt. It makes sense for him as well.
Yes, but here's the thing. So we've been calling Isaac Lowe out for a while. Not publicly, but we have been talking to our promoters and so on. So, and I remember speaking to George. I said, George, why can't we get that fight with Isaac Lowe? He's a very good candidate. He's got a big name. In fact, I'm the guy with the least amount of experience, with the least amount of exposure, and so on. So, like, I should be the guy that should be fairing him. And he goes, they don't want to fight you. They're asking for ridiculous amounts of money, and you know, George Warren just told us. He goes, after what happened with Nick Bull, they don't want to mess with anyone that can punch, and it's just showing, it's showing evident with that. Like, look at his last two opponents. None of them were punchers. He's kind of just like, I feel like he's playing the long game in the sense where he's just fooling himself for longer. He's not here for competition. He's just here to get a quick buck and walk away. But that's why he didn't want to fight Lee Woods. Sorry, Lee McGregor. He's just he's just been talking shit for a while, and that's it.
So, seeing as you got told by George Warren that he doesn't want to fight you, who's next then? Because what's going on with Nathaniel Collins? Is he still going to defend the British title? Is he still the
So
British champion?
so with Nathaniel Collins, I don't get what's going on. He had a twisted bowel. It was a life-threatening injury, like where no one knows how this thing is created. But he was rushed off to the hospital, had an 8-hour operation, and that was back in May. He is running now. I saw that he did not like an ultra marathon where he ran 120 kilometers in 17 hours. The guy mentally is strong. I don't think he's the guy that doesn't want to fight. I think if he wanted to fight, he's a fighter. He's a fighting man. He does whatever he does. I think his management team don't want him to fight me. And plus, knowing fully well that I know his stomach is injured, that's where I'm gonna go for. That's where anyone that will fight him will go for. Like, I don't think you fight anyone serious this year. I think he's gonna wait till next year to fight someone serious. If he does fight someone this year, he's gonna have a tune-up fight. Like, in my opinion, that's what makes sense. And again, whatever happens, happens. If we have to build this fight up for next year, no problem. But in the meantime, I need a mandatory title defense, or I want the British title. Like, if for some reason the the British board isn't allowing him to release this belt either. I don't know exactly what's going on, but all I know is that I'm not getting that opportunity. Even though he fought for the EBU silver, he should be made to be stripped of his British title. For how long is someone going to be mandatory? Hopey Price as well is number one mandatory for the British title. He's injured too, so the next person in line is me. And yeah, I feel like I have to like jump through so many hoops just to get this opportunity. For example, the Commonwealth title. Like, I had to win the Commonwealth silver, defend it, and then only when I really put up like a kick and fuss, that's when I got the opportunity to fight for the Commonwealth golds. But yeah, I feel like I'm doing the same thing for the British title. I don't know why I have to jump through so many hoops, but it is what it is.
I want to ask you something as well, because we've seen you go from early in your career, go from different weights, different weights. If the opportunity came for you to fight for a British title, but it was the weight above, would you take it?
I would. I would take it. Like for now I want to campaign at this weight. I want to make myself well established at this weight. Even though I just checked the box rec before our chat. I am number 5 in the country and number
Wow.
34 in the world. So it's like my name is coming up, but I've still got a lot more to prove. If I win a British title this way, I'll be happy. And then I can go up and fight whoever or go down. I like my last fight, I woke up only like I think it was only like a few pounds, like 1 pound or 2 pounds. No, less than that. I was 1 pound above super bantamweight. And walking, I had two breakfasts and still came in 1 pound underweight for featherweight. But yeah,
The only reason I asked that is because you see the weight above you, super featherweight. You've got Reece Bellotti versus Michael Gomez Jr. Now, if Bellotti wins, he needs one more fight to win that British belt outright. And thought of Reece Bellotti versus Masood Abdulah, that is a tasty fight, especially for the British world title. That's the reason why I asked, because you're not going to get the British at this weight. There's got to be another avenue at this point.
yeah. I mean, again, I'm open to anything as long as like I'm making a name for myself. As long as it makes sense at the time, I'll do it. Right now, my eyes are set on Isaac Lowe. Hopefully, he accepts a fight. I'm definitely fighting in December, whether or not it's early December or later in December. I don't care. I'm contracted to fight in December, and then in March, if Nathaniel Collins wants it, he can have it. If Reece Bellotti wants it, he can have it. Like, I'm very keen on getting Isaac Lowe out of the way first, and beating the shit out of him, and then see what happens.
Brilliant. Obviously, you hope that's going to be in Saudi, right? How much of a dream would that be for you to be in Saudi? Big card.
Oh, that's a dream come true. I mean, it's like, listen, I haven't been in a boring fight yet. And if we fight in Saudi, guess what? My tempo is going to come up even more. I'm going to bring more of a fan-friendly style, and I'm just going to be devastating as well. So it's the perfect platform to put me into the world stages and to let people know that I am serious. I'm here to stay, and I'm here to cause some serious noise.
That's brilliant. Masood, before I let you go, what does it mean to you for all the fans that came down to your court, tuned in on TNT Sport to watch your World Cup?
Sorry, can you repeat that last bit again?
The last fight, you had a lot of support at your court and a lot of people that tuned in on TNT Sport. What did it mean to you?
Oh, it meant the world. Like, I don't know if I mentioned this to you. So when I fought Lesson Lava last year, it was in January. I got called up to take that fight last minute. I went out to the stage and, you know, no one was there. I remember looking left and right and going, did no one come and support me? Like, I later on found out that security didn't even open the door. But
Wow,
yeah, I had one person in the stadium, like she managed to, you know, sweet talk the security, come on stage, and she was screaming my name out. Masood, we're here to support you. And yeah, like from the last fight where I only had a few people cheering me on, and that was like halfway through the fight. So now the whole of your hall was screaming my name out. That felt a lot. Like it just for me, it was a proper moment where I felt like I mattered. Or I was doing something in the sport. So yeah, it was good.
that's brilliant. I want to ask you one more question, Masood. Fight that I helped stir up is a good friend of yours, Newman Hussein. He's going to fight Fayak Udin for the
Mm.
eliminate the Southern Area title. How big is this fight? And it's a great 50-50. Obviously, you're going to back your boy. How tough is this for Newman?
I mean, this is a very good fight. They both have similar type of style. They're both defensive. defensive type of fighters, I'm backing Newman all the way. I do like Fayak. I've seen him on shows. I think he's a great guy. Newman's one of my closest friends. He's one of my boys. So I want him to win. I hope he wins in devastating fashion as well. Not wishing harm to Fayak, but I just want Newman to win so much more. And I can't wait to get back in the gym to help him prepare for that fight. Because yeah, I feel like I'll be good preparation for him. And I've been seeing Newman spar. Like he's upped his game. He's a lot more aggressive. I've said this to a lot of people, and I'm gonna say it now, now on a platform. Newman hits harder than I do. He's faster than I am. He can
Whoa.
jump higher. He can lift higher weights than I can. Like we've done every single test there is. It's whether or not Newman wants to do this type of stuff like when it comes time to. And recently, like in the past couple of spars I've had with him, the guy is active. He is busy, and I think that's just the perfect part of his game that he was missing. And I can't wait for him to display this on the night. So I think we're gonna get a dangerous Newman.
We look for as boxing fans, we look forward to it because they can both hit. We know this,
Mm.
and it's going to be a tasty fight, especially main eventing. That's a great opportunity for both fighters.
Oh, the main event.
The main event.
Oh shit. So just quick question. I I heard his wife may fight on the night. I'm not too sure because it hasn't been confirmed 100%. So that should be good. Slav Jenchek is fighting on the night as well, is he?
The only one I've seen is Alfie Gaskin and Frank Davis because
Yeah,
they were meant to fight on in October. It's now been changed to November 8th, and
yeah,
main event.
yeah. Because I was so confused because Slav is one of my best mates as well. So I was excited to see how he would do. He's in a 50-50 fight. I think he's the hardest hitter I've been in with. Like that guy hits hard, and yeah, that's why when I didn't see his name on it, I was like, "What's going on?" Maybe you'd have better intel than I do. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the October show has been cancelled and it's been moved to November. The main event was meant to be Courtney Bennett versus Nick Webb for the South area title. Now that's been moved on the undercard of Louis Green and Gilly too at York. So now
okay.
Newman versus Fayak is the main event of November 8th in boxing.
Fuck it, he's the main event now. I can't wait.
That's
I
it.
think
That's
that should be wicked.
the main event.
Yeah, yeah, I think that should be wicked. I mean, it's a good platform for Newman to put his skills on display. It's the first time Newman will go above. I think it's the first time for any of them to go above 6 rounds,
Yeah,
and hopefully Newman wins in devastating fashion. Hopefully, I don't want to say anything bad for Fayak, but I'm hoping Newman gets the stoppage because I do like Fayak. I think he's a class guy.
both great guys. I wish both of them the best of luck that night and give boxing fans what they need. And that's a great
That's
fight.
it.
Fight.
I mean, we're in the sport for competition, and this is the exact type of competition that is needed. So, fuck it. Let's see what happens.
That's it. Masood, as always, thank you for your time. And again, congratulations on winning that belt and more belts to come this year.
Thank you. Appreciate it, mate.
Take care, mate.
Take care. Bye bye.